Welcome to episode 48 of the Relationship Marketing Podcast with Cody B. Today's guest is Christine Cashen. Christine Cashen is from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She has been a professional speaker for over 23 years. She is an authority on sparking innovative ideas to handle conflict, reduce stress, and energize employees. Christine has authored 2 award-winning books, The Good Stuff, Quips and Tips on Life, Love, Work, and Happiness, and It's Your Business, Good Stuff for Your Personal, Professional, and Funny Business. Christine holds a bachelor's degree in communication and a master's degree in adult education. In 2016, she was the recipient of an honorary doctorate from Central Michigan University. Before embarking on her journey as a speaker, she worked as a university admissions officer, corporate trainer, and broadcaster. Christine is also a member of the National Speakers Association. For over 20 years, Christine has shared her expertise on conflict resolution, stress management, and cultivating a happier, more productive workplace. Audiences have related so much to her experiences, struggles, and lessons that listeners have wanted to take her back with them to the office. And now, Cody B.
Hello, everybody. This is Cody Bateman. Welcome to another episode of our Relationship Marketing Podcast. Super excited for our show today, like I always am. I mean, we have so many incredible people that come on and share their wisdom with us, and we got another one today, Christine Cashen. How you doing, Christine?
Hi there. I'm better because you're here.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this. You know, you're one of those funny people, so we're gonna get humor out of you today. And I love passionate people, and you resonate passion just by showing up. And that's what I've noticed in our pre-show. Getting the chance to get to know you as we do this podcast, and that's the first thing I noticed about you is that you just resonate fun. You know, you kind of just resonate fun. And I want to say, by the way, you know, A Dynamic Speaker Incorporated. Your main thing is you're a speaker. Your keynotes. You keynote a lot of events for associations, corporations.
Right.
You get around. I mean, you've been doing it for 20 plus years, right?
Yeah, 20 plus years. It's been a great ride.
That's amazing. That is just incredible. And so where does your speaking engagements, where do they take you? All over the world, or where do you primarily go?
Yeah. You know, I did a lot more internationally before I had kids. Now I don't do as many international things. I'll go to Canada, but I try not to do a lot of overseas stuff anymore. A lot of conferences are usually in Vegas and Orlando. So I tend to ping pong between those cities more than other cities. But like this week I'm going to Erie, Pennsylvania. So you never know where it's going to take you.
You're based out of Dallas, right?
Yeah, I live in Dallas now, but I grew up in Michigan. Not that matters, but I feel like I should put it out there so people aren't expecting a Southern accent.
Okay. Well, listen, we got a lot to talk about. A couple of books that you have out, the brand new one out called Your Business, and then the one that you've had before called The Good Stuff. I love how we have a lot of YouTube followers that will watch us on YouTube, so you can actually put stuff on the screen to show those off. So this is your latest. It's Your Business. Now, I love the format. What is that? What's the measurements on that?
It's a 6x6.
So it's
laid out in a really fun format. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So all right. So 6x6. So it's a different. And both of your books are the same. So that's part of your branding is a different style of book, a 6x6 book with a lot of images on the inside, I noticed.
Well, it's a lot of content, but it's laid out in a really creative way that I think invites people. You can pick it up, pop it open, and get a great idea on how to rock your life a little bit better. And I think, you know, for those people that have short attention spans, that would be me, this book is really handy for them.
So a lot of design in that book. As you thumb through it, there's a lot of design pages, different layout. Did you do all that, or did you have somebody do it? Or?
I had somebody do it, but we worked really in tandem to create something that was, you know, really my vision for the book.
Now, when you do your speeches, do you have fancy keynotes that are similar to that? Keynote. What I mean by keynote is like the keynote slides and stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm actually slide free.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I say my programs are 100% content, 100% entertainment, and 0% slides. I love having the freedom to go anywhere I want. I want the focus kind of on me. And if people want the slides afterward, I give them the opportunity to do that.
That's good.
But during my program, I'm free. Yeah, it's fun.
It gives you a chance to be authentic and do your thing, and that's great.
Well, one less thing to worry about, right? How many times have you ever seen people that the slides aren't working or they're out of order, or it just cuts the whole energy of the room?
Yeah.
And so I don't like to take that chance.
So one of your keynote presentations is titled "Stop Global Whining." Stop global whining. Now that is a cool name. I would hope that the speech lives up to the title of the speech. Stop global whining. Tell us a little bit about that message.
Well, everybody seems to be whining these days about something. And so the premise of the keynote is really about stop complaining and do something about it. If you're tired, go to sleep. Don't go to bed and sit on your phone for 2 hours scrolling and have your phone fall on your face before you realize you should go to sleep. I think people don't realize they're more in charge of their life than they realize. And I wish people would get to problem solving as opposed to just whining to everybody.
Yeah, that's amazing. So stop global whining. Now, is that a full, how long would that speech be?
It's an hour.
So you talk an hour about knock it off, stop your whining, get back to work, right?
Well, what I do is I give ideas. It's like, all right, what do people most complain about? Well, they complain about email. And then I give a bunch of tips on how to fix that. So it might be, first of all, stop replying to all. If everybody would do that, that world would be a better place, right? If you can do your tasks in blocks of time. So I take a look at communicating, having low energy, and then I give great ideas on how to overcome it so that you're not whining about being tired, because you're going to do these 5 things that are going to help you have more energy. Okay,
well, that's cool. So we got another one. Why can't everybody just get along? Why can't everyone just get along? It's cool. I like how you brand stuff. Like you've got a unique size to your book, a 6x6, lots of illustrations on the inside. You have very unique titles to your speeches. I mean, just the titles alone make me want to hire you. Why can't everybody just get along? Come talk to my group about that. Why can't everybody just get along? So tell us a little bit about that. I'm sure you speak for an hour on that. Why can't everybody why don't people get along today?
Yeah, boy, everyone wants everyone else to be like them, and we're all so different. So a lot of times people look at people as difficult when they're just totally different in the way they communicate, the way they handle even conflict. For instance, I'm Italian and Irish, so I tend to get a little bit loud and my hands move around. And my husband, they don't have any conflict in their family that they talk about. They're very quiet. They push it under the rug. And so for us to argue is really hard, because he actually, when I yell, he listens and he doesn't talk back, and it takes the wind right out of my sails. Like, wow, how did he do that? But yet he needs to know to open up. So how do we all learn to get along? It's just greater understanding, and I think greater compassion. For a lot of people, compassion has gone out of fashion, and I really think we need to bring it back. So it's interesting. I talk a lot about left brain, right brain. So left brain's more analytical, engineer type, whatever. Right brain's more visionary, more creative, whatever. And the population's kind of split down the middle. You got half one way, half another way, and there's more detail to that. But I'm just giving the Reader's Digest version of personality profiles. But you got right brain thinkers. It appears to me you're more of a right brain person. You're like, and married to a left brain. You'll find, are you in a relationship? That's where I was going. I was actually going there because I happen to know in the notes your husband's an engineer. Typically, engineers are more in the left side, more analytical, whatnot. And you mentioned that he's might be a little bit more conservative in his approach versus you're like loud and out there. So let's just talk about that for a second. Why can't everybody just get along? Let's forget about race and gender right now. That's what the world focuses on. Let's just focus on mindset. Let's focus on personality profiling, where you literally can split it down the middle. Half of the world thinks on the left side, half the world thinks on the right. So that alone
causes an area for possible conflict, if you will, just because people see things differently. Does that make sense?
Right. You're exactly on it. And I think the key is, and everyone focuses on taking those personality profiles and looking at themselves. And it doesn't really matter about you. It matters about other people. So I'm married to an engineer. I can't say, honey, I'm speaking in Vegas, let's go. He'll look at me and he's like, well, when is it? How much does it cost? Who's going to watch the kids? And I look at him and I'm like, I don't know. Are you in or out? Like, I don't know any of those details. And I swear to you, I see him kind of like getting all, like, I almost see the synapses in his brain are just like frying out. So, you know, if I'm knowing that we're talking to someone that's the opposite of you in the way you communicate, I need to do all the details. I mean, seriously, if I want to get my husband in a romantic mood, I ask him to make me an Excel spreadsheet.
Serious?
Yeah. You've never seen someone get so excited. You want me to make you a spreadsheet? I mean, he lights up like a Christmas tree. It's crazy. Yeah, he loves that. That's
interesting. And you set it up. It says in your notes you call him the engineer hottie. He's the hottie engineer. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's very cute. I call my wife a hottie too, and she's a left brain and I'm right brain. So we have similar experiences with our spouses.
Right, there we go.
Extreme Humor Makeover. That's another title. Is that a title? Yeah. Is that a title to one of your speeches?
That's like an older title. If people want a more of a humor program, but those two, the two that you mentioned, and then I have one more called Carpe Chaos. That's brand new. Like, how do you handle all the chaos in your life? Everyone seems like they're crazy busy, and it's like I contend that sometimes we bring on our own drama and chaos. And give some tips on how to handle that. And that really is a compilation of all the programs together of getting along, getting it done, and having more fun.
So Extreme Humor Makeover. Give us a little humor. You know, make me laugh for a second. You don't even have to say anything. All you have to do is just laugh yourself when I start laughing. Like, I envision that's the way you are on the stage. You don't really even have to say much. You just get people laughing anyway.
Well, you know what? I think the fun is seeing the things you can laugh about within yourself. So I try to find those universal buttons that everybody can laugh at, and we point them out together. Just like the reply to all. If I say stop replying to all, the audience, like, you can see everybody just sit back and go, yes, if people could just stop that. And so it's looking at those things that we all get irritated with, and then finding what can we do to not be as irritated. Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff. We're looking forward to having you come speak at one of our events. I think that'll be fun to do. I want to go back to your books. Let's talk a little bit about The Good Stuff, which is, when did you write The Good Stuff?
This was, I think, 2011.
So I'm going to write a note down here, 2011 for The Good Stuff. And then the subtitle is Quips and Tips on Life, Love.
On Love, Life, Work, and Happiness. Yeah.
And happiness. So just give us a little rundown on the book. It's been out for quite a while. And what am I going to learn by looking at this?
Oh, this is awesome. It's really a compilation of all those things that we talked about. Just quick and easy things to make your life better. So as an example, one of my favorite tips in here is the 2-hour good mood commitment, because I think how you start your day creates your day. So we challenge the audience to just say you're in a good mood the first 2 hours of the day. You don't have to act like it. You just say it. So, something happens, and normally you'd be mad, but you're like, oh, it's a good thing I'm in a good mood. You get in your car, somebody cuts you off, and that guy is lucky. I'm in a good mood. All you do is, no matter what happens, people ask you how you are, you just say it. And then we find that 2 hours later, people authentically feel better, but they don't know how. And it's interesting because, as you probably already know, what you say comes your way, what you put out there. So It has those kind of tips in it.
Yeah, I've coined a phrase over the years talking about the stories in your mind become the stories of your life. So whatever, and that's what you're doing. You're saying to somebody, hey, I'm in a good mood. That's putting a story in your mind that begins to manifest immediately as a story of your life. Subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined, so you just tell it. It starts to act.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I like that. In fact, you do that with health. You know, I've said for years, if I'm starting to feel sick, I don't ever say I'm sick. I don't say that. You know, if people say, "Oh, Cody, you don't look too good. How you feeling?" And we all have a tendency that when somebody asks, if you're not feeling good and somebody says how you're feeling, you have a tendency, "Oh man, oh, I'm so sick."
Yes.
Even though you may be feeling that way, but you're feeding the story.
Right. People that say, like right now, people always say things like, "I always get sick this time of year."
Yeah.
I always get sick. Feel my head. Yes. What day is it? It's happening. Yeah. They bring it on. And then if you want a bad test, I don't recommend any of your listeners do this, but you can say to somebody else, "Are you okay? You don't look that very good. Are you tired?" Like I've seen people almost send somebody home by feeding them the message that they don't, you look really tired. And then I guess I am tired. Crazy. People don't realize what they're saying and how impactful it is for both yourself and for other people. So watch your language.
Yeah, exactly. So something I never really thought about when you were saying that, I was like, so why don't we walk around and see if you see somebody, they don't look sick, why don't we say, "Hey, you look like you feel great today"? You know, how come we don't say that? Right?
I know. We should. You're exactly right.
Well, we need to start doing that. We definitely need to start doing that. So, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. In fact, back to the whole health thing, my assistant was in here earlier, and she's kind of starting to get down under the weather a little bit. And we've kind of trained around here that when we're asked how we're feeling, we say, "I'm getting better by the second." So instead of saying "I don't feel good," you say, "Getting better by the second." So that's one way for my wife to know if I'm actually not feeling good. She'll hear me say, "I'm getting better by the second," but see, that's what I'm sending to me. She knows what it means, but I'm sending to me, yeah, I'm getting better by the second. So anyway, just little things. And so
they make a big difference. Like, if I know people are out there, they're either really clumsy or they're terrible at directions or they can't lose weight. Well, stop saying "I can't lose weight" or stop saying "I can't remember names." The more you say it, it's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Instead you go, "Oh, what a surprise. I can't believe I ate a whole bag of Nestle Crunch that I bought for Halloween already." That's shocking. And I did, by the way. Today was the day. I finished I should have never bought it so early. It's like, oh, can't believe that happened. Usually I make very good choices. I never eat all the Halloween candy before Halloween.
Oh, that's good. All right. So your newest book is Your Business.
It's Your Business.
It's Your Business. Now, and it says good stuff for your personal, professional, and funny business. It's Your Business. So walk us through that a little bit. Just this is the latest. By the way, how do we get copies of your book?
Just head to my website, ChristineCashen.com.
Okay.
And shop. Yeah.
All right.
And shop there. This one is fun because it's very similar format to the other book, but it really is looking at how do we own all aspects of our life. Like, wouldn't it be great if everyone acted as if their job was their own business? How would you behave differently? Rock it, no matter what. And it's like you own your own life. Everyone puts excuses, "Well, I can't do that because I wasn't raised that way," or "I had this experience happen to me." But we don't realize that you need to own it. You need to take accountability for yourself. You're not entitled to anything, and own your life. It's your business.
Interesting. So kind of related to that, I have a real important question for you, and it's something. It's a project that I'm working on right now. That the project itself is the reason I'm asking the question. So here, and it kind of relates to what you just said. You talk about own your business, whatever it is that you do, just own it. Own it, be it, it's your own thing. So you're big on personal development, right? Yeah, you're big on reading good books and setting goals and doing all those things and affirmations and everything. And obviously, you can tell just by your content, the stuff that you have, that you're big on personal development. Here's my question. Should every personal development plan include writing a book? Should everybody write a book as part of their personal development plan?
That's a really good question. Well, if they found some things that have helped transform their lives, why would you not want to share it?
So, and I'm actually, I don't know the answer to this, no, everything else I'm exploring. I'm in exploration right now. And we can even go back to the left brain, right brain thinker, because maybe I'll get different answers from a left brain or a right brain thinker. I don't know. But here's my thought. My thought is, if I want to nourish my soul, if I want to nourish my inner voice, and which is what personal development is all about. I'm trying to find out who I am and give the best version of myself away to the world. And my personal development plan helps me do that. I've written 3 books, and all I know is that in the process of writing those books, I was really able to tap into a lot of things that I don't know that I'd ever been able to tap into had I not have written the words. So whether or not anybody ever buys a book, it may be that you write a book and no one ever buys it,
Right.
but is it still a good idea to write it?
I love that you brought this up. I've never really thought about it this way before, but I feel like it would be, even if you're right, if you're not going to publish it or self-publish it, what a legacy gift to your children or your nieces or nephews, you know, or at-risk kids or whatever. I mean, I hope that my kids will, you know, hear my voice. My great-grandkids will be able to get some lessons from my stuff. But if I didn't even publish it, I would certainly want to have my thoughts written down that I could be passing on to them.
So one of the projects that we're working on, see, I own several companies, and we utilize variable print on demand. So one of my companies is Send Out Cards, which is a greeting card business.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
I have been using Send Out Cards since 2010.
Nice.
I've sent over 1,000 cards.
Nice.
And I absolutely, you know, it's a relationship economy.
Yeah.
Right? And what a great way to do that. A lot of people now, you take pictures, but you just, hey, let me show you on my phone. Who has them printed out anymore? Nobody. So to be able to make those special cards, so I'm a huge fan anyway.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, and I'm trying to kind of tee this whole thing up. It being in variable print, as you know, you have a way to come on our system, and we have what we call a prompt editor that you can open up, and you can type in, you can choose a card or build a card, type in a message, click the send button, add a gift if you want, and just click send, and our system takes over and sends out the real card for you. One of the projects we're working on and thinking about is the exact same format for a book. You literally go to a site, we have the book format all for you. You just start writing it. You save it as you go, you write it as you go. We have an editing feature that helps you edit it. Once you're done, you click, you know, we could do some jacket design on the other side where you can create the jacket or the cover that goes around it.
Yeah.
And you literally say, okay, you know, you approve your deal, click send, and we print 1 book for you. Or click 5 or 10, we click 10 books for you.
Can you imagine all people that write poetry can put it in there and have it bound as a gift? And oh my gosh, that's amazing. Because, you know, a lot of people, myself included, when I first started doing this, you feel overwhelmed by the process.
Yeah.
So to have something like that, just where you can add and drop and cut and paste and put it in there, that would be incredible.
Well, these are some of the fun things to work on. And again, the reason I bring it up, you know, this is a good way to do a little research right on my own podcast. It's a great way to do a little research what people think. Here's some of the comments that people might write about it, whatever. But it's just, you know, I listen to you. I just, you know, I watch what you've done here. You've written a lot of these things down. I mean, you are very dynamic. You're very fun. You're very entertaining on the stage. You know, I've read all kinds of testimonials about you. I have not heard you speak myself, but I feel like I have because I've heard so many stories and testimonials, plus I'm interviewing you now. But I gotta believe, I just have to believe that part of what helps you do that is you've written things down, right? I mean, you've written books. I mean, you write all this stuff down.
Right.
So do you?
Well, yeah.
Do you keep?
You want to be able to capture it.
Yeah.
I do keep journal. I don't journal as much as I used to, but I always jot down my ideas because I'm a life observer. I kind of feel like my presentations are almost like Seinfeld, but with education. It's like, you ever notice that this happens? I mean, I watch things, I see things, and I don't want to forget them because I always think that would make a great point or something. And I always want to keep my topics current. So things happen to me, and a lot of things happen as you're traveling or whatever. So yeah, I write it all down so that later I can go back and look if there's a tip in there for somebody. What can someone learn from the disaster that happened to me or whatever?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Sure.
good stuff. So, Christine, one of the things I like to do on this show, you know, I ask a lot of questions and I try to just be kind of impromptu. And so you end up kind of being limited to my questions. You know, it's like you answer the best you can the questions. So I always like to give you the floor, give you the opportunity. I'm not going to ask any more questions. I just want to get, you know, a solid 5 or 6 minutes of authentic Christine Cashen. Like, just give us, you know, what we have an audience of people listening to this. They're into relationship marketing. They're into creating relationships with themselves, creating their own personal brand, giving the best version of them away to other people. They're into creating relationships with other people by giving the best version of them away. They keep track of people in their life. They network well. They don't forget birthdays. They celebrate people. They always say thank you. You know, they implement basic fundamental principles of creating relationships in their lives. Those are the people listening to us right now, and we're hoping to expand that audience as we go. So what is your advice to that group of people?
Oh, wow. There's a lot there. Yeah, I think, you know, it's good to have a good day. It's better when other people have a good day because of you. And the audience that you probably have are people that buy into that. You know, I think now more than ever today, people are feeling kind of, I don't know, lonely. We're lonelier. And we shouldn't be with all the ways that we're connected through social media and everything, but I feel like sometimes it makes you feel less connected because you see, look at everyone's having fun out there but me. Look at everyone's get together and I'm home this weekend. I don't know, I feel like sometimes the world can kind of be a dark place. So for me, what your people do that listen to this and what I try to do is what can we do to add more light out there? What can we do to make, because I believe that there's a gift in the lift. So when we're lifting others, the gift is really to ourselves too, because we all rise together. You know, if you are on social media and you want to write a snide comment or something sassy, I always think, you know, why does everyone have to give their opinion all the time? Why does everyone have to have negativity? I always say, why be a yelper when you can be a helper?
Love it.
You know, everyone's got to yelp about something. They're all complaining. And it's like, well, what is their positive? If I were to write a negative something to a company, and I would do it to the company, I wouldn't put it on social media.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people, dear airlines, today and I'm thinking, well, I don't think American or United is a friend of yours.
Right.
Why are you writing this on your Facebook page or Instagram when it really needed to go directly to them? But if I have something like that, I always think, who can I compliment? Who can you write and say, thanks for the great service? You know, when I fly a lot, I always get those little coupons from American that, because I live in Dallas, that's our, you know, main hub. I'm always giving out those compliment coupons. Why don't we do more of that?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And that's the great thing of what your people do. They make people happy. What can we do just to lift somebody, even just a little bit?
Yeah, I love I love how you answered that question. I love the way that you celebrate other people and who they are. And it's just a wonderful thing. In fact, you know, it's interesting. It had something that happened to me just today. You know, I've written 3 books, and this is my 3rd one, Power of Human Connection. Now, there's always something really special that happens when your first book comes off the press. Do you remember when you saw your first book came off the press?
I hugged the UPS guy who delivered it.
Okay, so the UPS guy delivered it. Right. Okay, so you went in the house and you opened up this box.
Oh, on the porch, we popped it open. He wanted to see it because, you got to know your people, right? So I knew my UPS driver. So we opened, I'm like, these are my books. He's like, I want to see it. And we opened up the box together, and it was pretty great.
So you remember that feeling. So I've had that happen 3 times now, but something really unique happened today. Off of our own presses for the first time, The Algorithm of Abundance. This is written by my daughter. Her first book. She hasn't even seen it yet.
I'm so excited. Look at how beautiful that is. That is gorgeous. What an awesome
She designed
cover.
everything. She designed the jacket. She shows
Beautiful.
all the stuff. Book is phenomenal.
It looks like really good quality too.
Yeah, very good quality.
Yeah.
I'm just giddy right now. Like my excitement for this is 10 times what it was for my own. Like 10 times. It's my daughter. It's my daughter. It's one of her life dreams to do this, and it's just
beautiful. Where do I get a copy? I want it.
We'll get the information to you. It's a great book, by the way. The Algorithm of Abundance. It's about abundant living.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just incredible.
Oh, it's so interesting and just so welcoming.
I think that's the key. I think the key is in that story. The key is, celebrate other people. Get more excited about other people's accomplishments than your own. And if you do that, that's what legacies are made of. Legacies are made from people that really know how to celebrate others and buoy others up and help others live their potential and kind of forget about their own. If you will. Now, granted, we all have to focus on our own careers and our own stuff.
Right.
There comes a point where you need to shift from, the I, me aspect of your personal development to the you, we aspect. How could I serve you? How can it be about us and not just me, kind of thing? And I just thought that was.
You're so right. I absolutely love that. And I always tell my children, because, a lot of teenagers now don't really know how to converse very well. I've got a 14 and a 16-year-old. And we always say, whenever someone talks to you about something, take 2. And what I mean by that is ask 2 more questions about the other person. Because what happens is people go, oh, that's great about the book. Well, my first book.
Right.
They don't, like, you might respond, oh, good for you. Somebody came to me the other day and she's like, oh, I had the best golf day ever. And immediately want to go, oh, I haven't been golfing in a long time. But I stopped and I'm like, take 2. Well, what did you shoot? Okay, great. Which was your best shot? Go deeper. People to me are me monsters. But you think you're bonding by telling your story, but you're being a me monster. You got to go deeper. And it's just when people know that you're interested, they get so excited, and that builds the relationship in even more. People don't get that. They think by me telling my story bonds us. No. Hearing and asking about the story bonds. So I want to ask more questions about your daughter's book.
Yeah.
How long did it take her to write it? How old is she? Is this something she wants to do? Is she a speaker? I'm really curious.
Well, we'll make sure the connection is made. She's doing incredible things out there, and she's always looking for mentors and coaches and people that can help. And so we'll definitely make that connection, and just incredible stuff. So, well, we sure appreciate you taking the time to be with us on this show today. We're looking forward to working with you more closely. Maybe we can get you to speak at one of our events coming up. But
I would love that.
Just amazing work. Christine, keep doing what you're doing, please. And let me remind everybody real quick you go to ChristineCashen.com. Is that right? So
That's right.
HRISTINECASHEN.com. And there you can purchase your books, see about your keynote speeches, and learn more about
check out videos, read the blogs. Absolutely. I'd love to hear from your people.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your energy so much. Keep doing what you're doing out there.
You too, and it's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care now.
Okay.
There you have it, everybody. That is our latest version of Relationship Marketing Podcast. I tell you, these guests are incredible. It's such an honor that these folks come on and give of themselves the way they do. Christine did such a great job today, and we appreciate her and all of our guests so much. And stay tuned for another episode. We'll just keep bringing them on. So take care, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.
If you have enjoyed this episode of the Relationship Marketing Podcast with Cody B, be sure to subscribe to the show and leave a review so that together we can get this message, The Power of Human Connection, out to the world. You can find Cody's new book, The Power of Human Connection, on Amazon or the Send Out Cards gift store.